It is now very clear that KIZZA BESIGYE might die in prison because of the petty politics. We all know that KIZZA BESIGYE was caught and charges were preferred against him that he is a terrorist who was trying to overthrow the government through the armed struggle. We all know the modus operandi of this regime. Whenever someone comes up to take up the presidency, most especially from the opposition, these are the same charges that are put against each one of them. So news coming in shows that KIZZA BESIGYE is in a bad state. We all know KIZZA BESIGYE is going to make 70 years. By the standards of our country, is an old man, and his health is not in a good mood. Now the lawyer of Dr. KIZZA BESIGYE came out and narrated the story. In fact, he said these statements. Here is the tape.
Who was donning a mask, he's recovering from flu, and he informed us that Dr. KIZZA BESIGYE is unwell, is having bouts of dizziness. He requires to be seen and to be diagnosed, and we have brought it to the attention of the Lord Mayor because as the lawyer on record handling the matter, they will be able to deal with it even when we return. I myself return to Nairobi, the mayor with his local team to be able to take that. But it is concerning that the health of Dr. BESIGYE has greatly been compromised by his lengthy and unnecessary incarceration.
So that is Martha Karua, the lead lawyer of Dr. KIZZA BESIGYE. First of all, I am always done videos showing you on how KIZZA BESIGYE may die in prison. One may ask, what is the government gaining by incarcerating Dr. KIZZA BESIGYE for this long time? And I'm going to tackle that. One, whenever all dictators across the country, they rule people on fear, on the perception of fear. Perception is given in a war. If they hold Dr. KIZZA BESIGYE and charge him for those cases, by the cases which have been put on each and every opposition leader, even a person who would want to come out and challenge General Kaguta Museveni may fear because of not having a thick skin. It's like when your big brother, when you're young, is beaten by your parent. What do you expect as a young one? You expect that you'll be beaten up. So the incarceration of Dr. KIZZA BESIGYE is a result of wanting to instill fear in Ugandans, which is unfortunate. Remember, KIZZA BESIGYE was a technocrat, was the reason as to why, part of the reason as to why this regime is in power. Now it's time they are paying him in a bad currency. Not only that, the first son, Moses Kerugaba, the CDF, the Commander Defense Forces, came out to say that he's planning to hang KIZZA BESIGYE. This may be the process of hanging him. Hanging him may not necessarily mean putting him on a tree for hanging, but hanging is synonymous with wanting to kill him, and he may die in prison. KIZZA BESIGYE is a weak man. His health is not in a good condition. He's in his 70s. Just go and look at your grandfather or your grandmother who's in his 80s. Of course, you expect him or her to have some health problems. Now, putting him in jail even makes the situation bad. So the issue of incarcerating Dr. KIZZA BESIGYE is aimed at instilling fear even in a presidential candidate. For example, if Bobby Wine and other contenders see what is happening on Dr. KIZZA BESIGYE, what do you expect them to do? It needs a man with a thick skin. Okay, that's the truth. Secondly, the reason I'm saying that we have trumped up charges against Dr. KIZZA BESIGYE, I don't want to discuss the merits and demerits of the case because I can be charged by sub judice for sub judice. But each and every contender has faced the same. Bobby Wine was tried in a court martial. Tumukunde, when he tried, he was charged. Sejusa was charged and his supporters. So this is what the regime does whenever they want to subjugate the masses. In fact, even Frank Gashumba came out and talked about this. Here is the tape.
Dr. KIZZA BESIGYE mulwadde nnyo nga gye nkomeza era mwenna mbasaba tusabe gavumenti ewe Dr. KIZZA BESIGYE bail tasobola kuyimirira. Kino kyekubulira nkikubulira from a credible source.
He can't stand on his own.
Tasobola kustandinga ku lulwe Dr. Kizza Besigye. Nze sisobola kuteeka omuzita mutya bino tibwe mutamuta.
Ultimatum.
Nze nsaba gavumenti n'obuwembeefu bungi bwe bail. Bw'aba alina emisango awoze ng'avaawa ng'ava bweru.
Ali bubi. So that is Frank Gashumba when he was talking about Kizza Besigye. First of all, Frank Gashumba is also an hypocrite. He's coming out to say that Kizza Besigye must be given bail. Yet, in the same sentence, he's also telling us that we should not push the government to release Dr. Kizza Besigye. I want to tell Ugandans, rights of any country are demanded, they are not given. When you kneel down to pray for Dr. Kizza Besigye's release in government, it means that the government will use that as a leverage to hold another person, to arrest another person, so that you can kneel again. And in this way, the regime propagandist and the dictatorship will be the winner. Rights are demanded across the world. Rights are agitated for. For example, we have betrayed Dr. Kizza Besigye as the nation, as the whole Uganda. If we came out and followed the constitution and demanded Dr. Kizza Besigye within the precincts of the constitution, he will be released. Someone may ask why. Maybe a peaceful protest. Every week, we may decide that maybe Monday as a nation. The reason that's why Bobby Wine was released when he was caught in Arua, it was because of the agitation. The regime was aimed at detaining him for longer years. But because of the agitation, he was released. So these things must be understood by Ugandans, that rights in each and every part of the world is agitated for. No right is given. For example, the revolution in America of Abraham Lincoln, it was agitated for. The black rights, which were fought for by Malcolm X and Martin Luther King Jr., they were not given on a silver platter, they were fought for. The apartheid were fought for. Even when we were getting our independence, some people had to go to the bush, some people had to agitate. Okay? So rights in each and every country are not given, they are agitated for. I take this opportunity to tell all Ugandans that there are some things that can be done within the constitution to force these things, to force this regime, at least release Dr. Kizza Besigye, because the court martial was buried down by the Supreme Court. Okay? Even other people who are facing the same fate like Dr. Kizza Besigye are still in prison without a clear trial. Leave alone Dr. Kizza Besigye, who is now being tried in the court, in the High Court. Other people, even their files have not been brought in the High Court, and they've spent 5 years in jail. This regime must be told what they are. Rogue regimes. Of course, that's my opinion. Remain yours truly, Mr. Makinde, Kabir Sulaiman Mawaga, the next MP for Makinde East constituency. I'll see you on another one. Peace.
Soka katwene guno mukisa ombaka abadde kuyalangidde mutagenda kudda kubanga ndowooza oba omugugu gwamuyitiriddeko naye ate yimiridde wano nga ngamba omukisa kubanga n'ekibiina tukiwewuddeko kuba ali ku kitole wadde baga tiketi yanyeeko tiketi ya Kabir Sulaiman naye kati andekedde waazi ndi wano wentimbaza ngenda bayitako supiidi ng'ekizungirizi basewo ne banyawulize maaso gammwe kubanga ensonga nzitegeera.
Yes, Kabir Sulaiman Mawagali. I am putting in my request to fly the NUP flag high in Makinde East constituency, so that I can represent the great people of Makinde East. Nkomyewo omulundi ogwokubiri n'obwongo nga bwesera nga busera. Ebiwandiiko byange mbirese bibino.